Hey guys, it's Jack and welcome back to another Pinbox Check video, and today I'm going to do another catalogue review for one of the pin events. I did one of these for, what's the pin event this year? 2023's pin event. I can't think what it was called now, Magic Happens or something like that. It was cool, right? It was a cool little thing. I enjoyed doing the catalogue review and I thought I would go back through some of the old catalogues for the old pin events, talk through which pins I like, really, because I've not got many of these. For a lot of the events, I haven't got any pins, but for some of the more recent ones, I've got a few. I would say that Heroes and Villains, which is what I'm doing today, I've got the most pins for, at 12. 12 of those pins. But some of those are mystery pins that they've got loads of. But today I thought I'd go through some of these, and I've got my thing on screen to here. And I'm going to go through today which pins are in this and which ones I really like. Just my thoughts on a couple of different pins. So moving on to pin number 1 then, we've got the Rescue Rangers action figure series pin. This was by Jason Peltz. I like to mention the artists and stuff as well. Edition 1000, and it features Chip, Dale and Gadget on one side and Fat Cat on the other. All of these action figure ones are based around sort of like the cartoons and stuff like that. I still like the pins. I never really watched Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, so I don't know too much about the characters, but I do like the pins, and I like the design of that. They look like the like action figure boxes as well, which I think is really cool. Moving on to this is the next one. This is Tailspin, the action figures for that, which feature Baloo and Don Carnage. Now I love my Jungle Book stuff, so I like this one again. Jason Peltz one. I do really like this one. I think it's just a funky little thing. I don't know too much about Don Carnage, but I do like this. I do like these as well. And number 3 is Darkwing Duck, another show I'm not too familiar with. And but I like them. I just think these are super cool little action figure series pins as well. Moving on to the next lot, we have got these are the comic book cover series. These are some super cool ones. The Avengers one, the first one here, item number 4, is I think it's Avengers issue 4, I want to say. And it was the return of Captain America when he first came back into the comics, because for the first 3 issues, he wasn't a member of the Avengers, he was still frozen in the ice. I think this is Captain America one, yeah. Captain America Lives Again, and this is by Tony West. I love these comic book style pins. I just really like them. I like the post ones later on as well, which I've got a fair few of. But the Avengers one is super cool. And then Big Hero 6 is the next one. This is by Jess Willis. Features Baymax and Yokai, Kabuki Mats, and the Heroes and Villains logo as well at the bottom. Again, super cool. I like the hero. I think Heroes and Villains is my favourite one for a number of years. There's always been some pins I think I don't like them at all, whereas this series was like every single pin just slaps. Moving on, there's another actual comic cover inspired one, which is the Bounty Hunters featuring Dengar, Boba Fett and Bosk, and then in the top left hand corner of that you can see R2-D2 and C-3PO. They're just there. And this is by Maria Stuckey. Again, I assume these are the pin crate artists rather than the actual artists of the original comic books. I don't know that for a fact though, so don't quote me on that. But again, I really love the comic book pins. Obviously some of the creative ones here. Jess Willis's one for Cars, the Champ, the Myth, the Legend, and it's Lightning McQueen and Cruz Ramirez. These comics come with a protective sleeve one as well. That's quite cool, because the action figure ones come with like a blister seal, the way actual action figures would, and then these come with protective seals the way actual comics would as well, which is, again, this is an attention to detail I really love with this particular run. Frozone next, again, another series that really deserved a I think the Incredibles as superheroes, you really get that sort of comic book vibe sort of thing. I think Frozen is another great one here. This is another Jess Willis one. I just love that. Was Frozen freezing evil in its path? I think we need to see some Incredibles comics that are actually inspired by some of the different characters, like some of the ones we see throughout the film as well, not just the Incredibles family. Moving on then to Tony West's one, which is the Infinity Gauntlet one. This is another actual comic book cover. This is sort of Thanos, Death, Mephisto there, Captain America on the bottom. I've not read Infinity Gauntlet, but I by all accounts, it's one of the most iconic comic book movies of all, comic book storylines of all time. Moving on now to Jess Willis's take on Hades, and that says, and the Something of the Underworld featuring Panic and Pain. I don't know what Mitch Willich says there. I can't make out what that third word is, but that is still very, very cool. And this is the Hades one. Next up, another actual comic book one, and this is Star Wars. This is I think it was a telling of A New Hope, or was set just after it. You know, Luke, Leia, Vader there. This is Maria Stuckey again, and I love the actual comic book inspired ones. They're the cool ones, the coolest ones. Moving on to item number 12, should I say? That's issue number 12 then, because of comics. These are individual pins. This is the 2020 guest inspired pin by guest design Jess Willis and Graham Kimball. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. And this features Hercules, Mulan, and Walt Disney in the castle, and it says greatest something. I assume there's a few quotes there. There's like things we do. That it's like a hinged pin, I think, that you open up the book and it has all these pictures inside. That's really, really cool. The next one is the Evil Queen mirror, and the description is, where do your loyalties lie? Find out with this colour-changing magic mirror. That's cool. Are you feeling current? I wonder how that works. If it's the heat thing, and you press onto it, and as it warms up, it gets redder, bluer, whatever. I don't know. That's a Maria Stuckey one. Multi-plane series. This is so it's like layered pins. So you've got background on one pin. Looks like a picture frame, I would imagine. So you got background, then the character, and then the Black Panther pin right at the front. This is Jess Willis one, and it's super cool. Killmonger there as well. And then DuckTales is something similar. You've got Scrooge, McDuck, Donald, Huey, Louie, Dewey, and the other Scottish guy. And is she called Penny? I want to say. Could be wrong on that one. Moving on then to Hercules, and there he is with the Hydra. This is again another really super cool one. This is Jess Willis one. I think all these are Jess Willis, aren't they? Yes, all the multi plane ones are Jess Willis ones. And these are I'm actually reckon these pins will look really, really cool. So I haven't got any of these ones particularly. I've got mystery pins and a few of the recruitment poster pins, which we're about to get to. The next one is the Incredibles one. Again, it's super cool looking pin there with the Incredibles family. The Rescuers with Madame Medusa, Bianca. That's Penny, so it might not be Penny. No, I'm saying that. Bernard, Bianca, Penny, and Madame Medusa. A Wreck-It Ralph one. That looks awesome actually with the turbo and then the actual Wreck-It Ralph game. That one is super cool. I might try and get that one at some point. Then we get to the recruitment posters, and I've got a few of these actually. I've got the Baloo one. And these all say, where do your loyalties lie? Let's get a quote. Will you, it says, where do your loyalties lie? Will you answer the call? This one is a Jason Peltz one. I've got that one already. That's looking for a few good bears, keeping the jungle safe since 1967. So their recruitment to either side. You know, are you recruiting to the heroes or the villains? Next up, we have the Beast, and it says, join me. It would give me great pleasure if you join me. That's a Jess Willis one. Tony West's recruitment poster, Captain America, join now and be a hero like Cap. Higher, Further and Faster with Captain Marvel. That's a Donna Kazatek. Is that Kazatech one? Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering anybody's name here. the Star Wars First Order recruitment process. It's in list. I've got that one. That's like a TIE pilot sort of thing. That's super cool. Maria Stuckey one there. Gaston one. It's time for action. This is the day your dreams come true. Jess Willis there. Princess Leia one for the Rebellion. John Henselmeyer. Loki, Burdened with Glorious Purpose. There's a lot of pins in this I haven't got, because I've got the next one along, which is the Hero Rebellion, no, the Rebellion one, I think. Mike Wazowski there. That's Jason Peltz one. We've got Our Eye on You. Mr. Incredible, Every Superhero Has a Secret Identity. That's Jason Peltz one. Randall one. That's okay. I'm liking the fact that there's so many different things on here as well. Join the Scream Team. Jason Peltz one. And then this is the next one I've got, which is the Star Wars Join the Resistance one with John Henselmeyer again. Shere Khan. I had to get this one because of Paddy. I should move over here again, shouldn't I? I moved over there before. I might have been out of shot for a while. Earn Your Stripes from the King of the Jungle. And the Stormtrooper one here, Defend the Empire. Syndrome, When Everyone is Super, No One Will Be. It's a good point. Then the Infinity Gauntlet, which is the last one of these I have got, which is the hardest choices require the strongest wills, which is a line from Thanos, might be in the comics as well, but it's definitely in the movie. And then we come to How to Be a Hero or a Villain series, and it basically looks like a notebook that has How to Be a Hero, and so it has people like Basil, Teamwork is Key, How to Solve Problems and stuff, and then the villain one has the Bat guy whose name escapes me, and Rattigan. So you have to be a hero and a villain. That's Jess Willis one. And then Meet the Robinsons, a film that doesn't get enough love, I don't think. It's a film I've not seen for a while, but I did really enjoy it. So these are apparently by Professor H.V. Yensid. This is the notebook. So Yensid is the guy from Fantasia, I believe. The guy the wizard that teaches Mickey to be a sorcerer. This is Lewis Robinson and Michael Gubian. Those are the two characters, I assume. The guy in the bowler hat guy and Lewis Robinson. Peter Pan next, Hook and Peter Pan. And you've got something like Neverland, picture of Mr. Smee there. Merlin and Madam Mim next to the Sword and the Stone one. The Pivotal Scenes series, these flip over. So they're two-sided pins. So on one side you'll have the Beast laying dying, and then on the next side you've got Gaston on a horse. On this one you've got Simba and Mufasa, and then it switches over and you've got Simba defeating Scar in front of the hyenas. This one is Ariel, Ursula, Scuttle, Eric and Triton. Princess Tiana, Naveen and Dr. Facilia for the Princess of the Frog one. Sleeping Beauty with Prince Philip versus the Maleficent Dragon, and then Aurora. The Jumbo Spinner. This is like the big one that rotates, and on one side you've got all the heroes, and a couple of heroes like Baloo, Tiana, Rapunzel. On the other side you've got villains, Shere Khan, Cruella, Dr. Facilia, Syndrome, Gathel, or Mother Gathel. This is the set I've got. This is the mystery pins. Where effectively you've got 16 scenes over 32 pins, but there is also this heroes versus villains like master pin that I think is missing from this, because this is Disney Pins Blog's article rather than the actual catalogue, because I couldn't find the actual catalogue, so I'm using this one, which has just like snapshots from the catalogue. But effectively it's a big like logo pin that you can slide actual pins into the other side of. You can slide them into the so the actual one that comes with it is Mickey and Chernabog from Fantasia, but then there are other ones in the mystery set that are like Buzz and Zurg, Iron Man and Ultron, Quasimodo, Frollo, Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian, Black Panther, Killmonger, Luke and Vader, Moana, and those little coconut dudes. Cusco versus Uzma, Flick and Hopper, Mr. Dingy, Crane, and the Headless Horseman, all that sort of stuff. Really cool looking pins. I've got a few of those. I've got Jack Skellington, Robin Hood, and King and Prince John, Flick and Hopper, and Crane, and then Frollo as well. But those are super cool pins. I opened them a while back actually on my channel literally just before the Preston pin event, which is up here. This next one was a mystery set so that you got 2 pins in, and these were actually only 8 pins in this series. One is, I think, because only 7 are displayed here, I think one of them that you can just sort of make out at the top there is, I think that was Mickey and Pete, I want to say. The other ones, you've got Hercules and Hades, Woody and Lotso, Chicken Little and Foxy Loxy, Mowgli and Shere Khan, Wreck-It Ralph, King Candy, Mulan, Shen Yu, and Nick and the mare, for the mare little rabbit sheep thing from Zootopia. Sidekicks mystery pin that come with like Sir Hiss, Little John, the hyenas, Pumba and Timon. These are all, so you'll have the blue with the good guy ones, the red for the villains. So Iago and Abu, you know, they all match up. So Flotsam, Jetsam, Flounder and Sebastian, etc, etc. These are super cool pins again. You got these playing card ones that again they flip over. So you have on one side, like with the Wreck-It Ralph one, on one side you have Vanellope and Ralph, and on the other side you have King Candy and Turbo. Cusco as a human and as a llama, and then on the other side you've got Uzma and Kronk. Then next up you've got the House Sigils pin set, which is super cool. I love these, especially because they're all like House of somebody. So you got House of Muntz there from Up, House of Tremaine with Lady Tremaine and Lucifer, House of Hops, which sounds like a brewery that's connected to House of Pancakes. House of Hawkins there, which I love, the Treasure Planet one. And then you've got these sculpted busts as well, 5 heroes, 5 villains. Hades, Gaston, Scar, Syndrome and Jafar, and then Hercules, Beast, Simba, Mr. Incredible, and not Jafar, Aladdin. Face-to-face ones, which are just, you know, half and half pins, which is super cool. Mulan, Captain Hook, Hercules, all that good stuff. And then the villain lairs as well. This is super cool, which was Ursula, Maleficent, Chernabog, Hook, Scar, and Gaston and LeFou. And that will do for this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment down below what your favourite pin from this series was. Mine is definitely, I like the, what's the one I thought I really liked before? I think the logo pin is pretty cool, to be fair. And that's why I think I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to go with the logo pin, which is this one, right? Where is it? It's there. This is the logo pin with that you can put the other pins into. I think that is super cool as well. But that'll do, and hope you'll enjoy. Check out my videos on screen now. Subscribe just down here, and hope you'll have an amazing day. And I'll talk to you all next time.